Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy, also known as ETCG1 on this channel. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. All right, well, I just posted on the internet about it. Behind me, 2001 Acura Integra GSR. Yes, I just purchased it and I've waited I would say the better part of 15 years to purchase this vehicle. This is a one owner Integra GSR. It was bought at the dealership where I used to work. I told her when she bought it, if she ever went to sell it, call me first. She called me yesterday and I jumped. Here it is. Okay, I'm obviously not going to be driving it. There's no plates, it's not legal. Like I said, I just purchased it. 2001 is the last year for the Integra, and what makes it a GSR is mainly the engine, which is the dual overhead cam VTEC engine, but also it has all the trim, all the leather, sunroof, power locks, all that kind of fun stuff. Fancy exhaust end that's here. Problems that this one has, the latch for this, the electronic part doesn't work, so I have to undo it with the lock there physically. That's not a big deal. There's a few paint issues up here with these. This car was actually in a collision on this side many years ago, and I know this quarter was replaced and there was some stuff done inside this door. Honestly, that bodywork was never really up to par in my opinion, but it does have the cool alloy wheels, which, if I'm honest, could use a redo. Headlights are a little foggy, but this is what you came for. This is the dual overhead cam. It's a 1.8 liter. It's a 5-speed manual transmission, so you'll be happy that I purchased that. It does have ABS, the newer updated ABS, which is a lot nicer than the old one. But this car has pretty much been maintained by me over the years, and recently I put a radiator in it. In fact, I've got a video about that. I also did the timing belt and water pump not too long ago. It burns a little bit of oil, but I'll be honest, that is not uncommon for the B-Series Honda engines, especially after they get up there for a little bit. But underneath is kind of more of the same. Like I said, it was one owner, really nice lady that owned it. As I said, I had my eye on it since pretty much day one. Let's go to the interior next. Oh, and another thing, don't laugh, but the hood cable, not the hood latch, needs to be replaced. It's causing the latch to stick. Here be the interior. Aside from needing a good vacuum job, it's pretty darn nice. And here we are. It's just a baby. Yeah, that's right. Just turned 100,000 miles. So it's barely an infant, and these were all good miles. Not so happy about the aftermarket stereo, but you know, that happens. It had all-season mats put into it. The steering wheel is a little bit grungy, but that's not hard to fix. But really, the car itself, you can just slide that back and it has glass. The car itself is in fantastic shape. As I said, this is a one-owner car. You're never going to find one of these again. And you know what? These did come with door tweeters if I remember right. Just so you know, this is actually the 6th Acura Integra that I've owned. So you want me to start it up so you can hear it run? I think the air even works. Yes, it does. Sweet. So I could drive this car right now. And yes, it does redline at 8 grand. And it doesn't really start making any power until up in here anyway. A little bit of grunge. It was parked outside. There's a little bit of rust too on the body. There's a little bit there, and there's a little bit on the other side. And that's kind of common for these, but that's the only rust that I know of. And these back seats fold down. There's my spare. As I said, pretty darn clean. All right, this is where I'm at. There are no immediate plans to do anything with this car. In fact, I haven't even registered it, insured it, or anything. I just basically parked it in here, cut the plates off, transferred the title into my name, and it is going to sit here. I might put it on the road and drive it for a little bit, but obviously I have other stuff going on right now, so I'm gonna deal with that. So definitely don't be looking for any videos on this car for any time soon. Lower your expectations now. Eventually when we get to it, I've got a few things I can think about that I'll talk about when the time gets closer and I have some time to mull things over and decide if that's the direction I want to go. For now, I have a very clean 2001 Acura Integra GSR sitting behind me. Something that, as I said, I've waited about 15 years to purchase. Today's been the day. It's June 22nd, 2016, in case you're curious. Oh, and by the way, I sold the Jeep today also. So the Jeep Grand Cherokee that I bought that was my father-in-law's, that has gone away. And we now have the Integra. So I got rid of one and got another one. So I didn't just add to the fleet, I got rid of one. And reason for that, well, I was struggling to try to find the time if it was ever gonna happen. So I just decided it was gonna be easier to cut it loose. Also, the meetup is a couple of weeks away, and I don't want to have that thing out there jamming up the parking lot. I don't want to have to push it. I don't want to have to deal with it. This is probably the easiest way to approach that. And as far as videos go, well, I'm sorry I didn't give you an engine replacement on that. It was just looking more and more like a diminishing return to me. I wasn't going to get what I wanted for it. Oh, and by the way, I sold the Jeep for $550. So I can't really say I made money because of title fees and all that other kind of stuff. So really it was a net zero kind of thing. And I bought this Integra, $3,000. Yeah, it was definitely a friend price. And like I said, I put my time in and I put a lot of work into this car before it got to this point. Now it is part of my family. Anyway, if you have automotive questions, I'm gonna put a link in the description to ericthecarguy.com, which is where I ask you go to get those automotive questions answered. Google+, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you wish to connect with me socially, be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.